Wow, that was what? That is the shortest.
I'm going home.
Thankfully, I treated my friends the same way I treated my husband, which was great.
How do I get this person's number so that I can hang out more?
And platonic love needs to be romanticized more than romantic love.
She's like, we're going to go to the most traumatic event in your life.
Oh, that makes sense.
Just say anything else. Don't open this can of worms.
But Jouhayna, you cannot tell anyone.
I get joy from seeing the success of others.
Like, what are you talking about? I say everything. No. She's like, no, Jouhayna, let's be honest.
Am I a more spiritual person because of the swimming?
I wouldn't want to burden somebody with the darkness that I have inside.
I feel like I'm like really zen.
I thought that money is going to fix everything, and then it didn't.
I need to make a change. And that's literally how life works. Like if things are good, they're good.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Press Pause with Jouhayna. Today we're going to play a game of Burj Banter, which is Jenga with a twist, and I'm here with Jeff Zoor. Founded Nourishing Dubai, which literally nourishes me because I am on this meal plan, and now I'm a glowing girl inside and outside. But if you want to know more about that, watch the previous episode because this man's brain, mashallah, he knows a lot. And he explained everything really well. So now we're going to get to know you.
Okay.
So first, word association. Just tell me the first thing that pops into your head when I say a certain word. And then we're going to do it only for 1 minute when the sound timer runs out. Ready?
Go.
Emotion.
Love.
Song.
First It Getteth by Queens of the Stone Age.
Oh, okay. Hidden talent.
It's not really hidden, but cooking.
Guilty pleasure.
Ice cream.
Car.
I don't like cars.
You don't like cars? Oh, okay. Interesting.
Their functions.
Movie.
Kingdom of Heaven director's cut.
Oh, no. Destination.
Barcelona.
Dessert.
Tiramisu.
Okay, I accept. Bucket list item.
In what kind of category?
Like just something you really want. Like, there's a material obsession, I guess.
It was like a natural swimming pool. Like not chlorinated, no salt.
I've been thinking about that a lot lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I started swimming because I'm a mermaid now.
Yeah.
And I was like, this chlorine is killing me.
Yeah.
And then also the benefits of salt absorbing into your body. There's actually a post that you posted. So, yeah. I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is definitely, yeah, it's also on my bucket list. I have bougie things in this house.
Yeah.
All for my biohacking. So anyways, you pick the first block and then we'll answer it together.
Okay, what does friendship mean to you? And what do you value most in friends?
Okay, I'll answer first because you looked at me. Friendship is very important to me. Especially with the divorce, like, thankfully, I treated my friends the same way I treated my husband, which was great.
Yeah.
While I was married to him, and I always valued my friendships, that when the marriage ended, it didn't feel like I was showing up because, like, now that I don't have him in my life, now I'll give you attention, which I had faced a lot with other friends. When they get into even a little bit of a situationship, they disappear. Right. And then when that person disappears, they show up and it's like,
yeah, what happened?
Exactly,
Oh, now we're
so
cool.
I'm grateful that I was able to do that. And I think one of the biggest compliments my friend gave me while I was still married was, oh, you never made me feel less than your husband. And I was like, cool. And that she's the one who actually got me through the whole divorce and coping with it after. And now it's been a year, 2 days ago, actually. So it means a lot to me. And I feel like friendship love and platonic love needs to be romanticized more than romantic love.
Right.
Because, like, ew.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's funny because a lot of the times it's more consistent, or at least it probably should be. And yeah, it's like it's such a natural human tendency to, like, when you fall in love and you're addicted to that person, and then you focus everything on them and you neglect your friends, and then. But those are the people that are going to be there to pick you up when things go south. So, yeah, I mean, like, it's, you can't put a price on a good friend. And so, I mean,
So
like,
true.
be like, being like friendship, I mean, it's a simple word, but, and it's almost impossible to define, but just like, like if you ever think back to like how you first, like how did you like vibe with that person, like how do I get this person's number so that I can hang out more, and when you have like old friends and childhood friends and things like that, and you may not have seen them for like a really long time, and then you just sort of pick up like where you left off. You're like, wow, I just had like a crazy like 2 hour conversation with this person, and like you don't even know like where it came from, but just like it's always there for you. Yeah, and it's hugely important. But I think in like this technological based world that we're sort of losing sight of that, and it's becoming more like social, like online versus like in person.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's nice to be able to stay in touch with people around the world. But I feel like if you are able to meet your friends in person, definitely do that.
Yeah. And bring back like sending letters and postcards to your friends when you're not there.
Yeah. Yeah, I love a handwritten note.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's a lost art. And literally it's an art because, when you type something out, for me, when I write a handwritten note to somebody that I care about, I'll think about them, and then I'm going to write, and I won't stop writing. So I won't even make it perfect. I'll cross out the word I misspelled, and then I'll keep going so that they know it was straight from the heart.
Right.
Yeah.
This unedited and unpolished and like super authentic.
Exactly. And I feel like people need to be more comfortable. It's a bit of a tangent now, but people need to be more comfortable with imperfection, because why do you need, no one's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unrealistic.
All right. Already throwing the block across the room. Okay, I'll let you pick the question and answer. So in what areas in your life do you have a hard time telling the truth? Oh, I feel like this, you would love this question. And then the other question is, what does success mean to you, and how do you measure it in your life?
They're both really great.
Thank you. I wrote myself.
Well, what was the first one? Oh,
In what areas in your life do you have a hard time telling the truth?
So I have the opposite problem. I don't know how to lie, and I don't have a filter.
Okay,
So
yeah, I understand. I relate completely.
Yeah, I get myself in trouble by being too honest or telling the whole truth all of the time. So yeah, that's not really an issue for me.
Yeah, it's for me, I feel like I'm in therapy, and first I was working with a hypnotherapist, then I was working with a life coach, because I thought you can't get therapy for air traffic controller. But actually you can't see if you see a psychiatrist, your medical gets impacted. Yeah. But you can go to therapy, like talk therapy is fine. So now I'm working with like a therapist. Okay. And, people always tell me that I talk a lot. And I always say, like, when someone tells me a secret, that Jouhayna, you cannot tell anyone.
Yeah. Better not tell me then.
Yeah, exactly. And I always say, I'm like, I talk a lot, but I don't say much. So your secret will be safe with me. And when I've been working with my therapist now, we were doing like a body scan, and she was like, oh, she was like, let's see how your head feels. Have you done therapy?
Yes, I did hypno, and I really want to ask you, like, what's your comparison?
Oh, yeah.
Between the two.
Big difference. And we kept saying that my throat always felt tight. And then she's like, oh, usually that comes down to people not saying much or withholding stuff. I'm like, what are you talking about? I say everything. She's like, no, Jana, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Are you really that truthful with yourself about a lot of things about yourself? I was like, wow, inception.
Yeah.
And she has a point. So this week, my like homework is like self-reflection on what it is that I'm truly not saying.
Right.
Like I have a podcast where I talk about everything and I press pause, but how much am I really saying?
Right.
So it's just been an interesting way to observe my life.
So I did hypnotherapy, and to me that was like a rocket ship to like clarity.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I was terrified because I didn't know anything about the process. I'm like, I had an open mind. I went into it, and she gives me the instructions. She's like, we're going to go to the most traumatic event in your life.
Yeah.
And immediately it was there, and I was just like, oh no. And she's like, when I count down from 5, you will be at the door of the place that it happened. And I was at the door, and I was just like, just pick anything else. Just say anything else. Don't open this can of worms. And it was just like, it was just happening in like, there's no concept of time. And it was just like 5, 4. And I'm just like, oh God, it was like almost like an eternity, but it was happening too quickly. I'm like, just pick anything. And then she got down to the last one, and just bam, I just said it, and then 2 hours later, it was like a different person.
Yeah. It's wild how you do that, and then unless you go through it, you don't really get it.
Yeah. A lot of these things, again, they're impossible to explain in words. Words never do it justice, and so you can only tell people to do it, but then people just say do a bunch of stuff, and you're like, how good could it be? But I always thought like, like talking about your problems and doing like talk therapy, I'm like, that just feels like a waste of time. Like that's what friends are for or something. If you can really be honest with your friends, because I guess that the idea behind like talk therapy is that you can confidentially bounce ideas off people, like that they're impartial. Like, if you're going to tell your friend about like your beef with your husband or something, they're going to take your side. They're not going to give you impartial advice or something. But like I always found like the talking about it doesn't get you to the solution. So I really thought that that hypno experience was really great, and I would recommend it to anyone.
I mean, with talk therapy, sometimes, at least for me, I can speak from my own experience that when I verbalize it, I'm able to process actually what happened or what I was truly thinking.
Right.
And, sure, friends are there for that. For me, I just feel like I wouldn't want to burden somebody with the darkness that I have inside.
Yeah.
So, it's how much do I want to weigh onto them? Because if you love your friend that much and something really terrible happened and you know it'll affect them, I like a person to really trauma dump on that I'm paying, and I'm just like, shoot, vault.
Yeah.
And then when I go to my friend, they're like, you're so wonderful all the time. And I'm like, you're welcome.
Yeah.
I've saved you from so much. Yeah. And, there is that perspective as well that I feel like is important to touch on, because when you love someone, and, platonic love is my favorite love, and friendship, do you really want to weigh down that much?
Yeah. So what's crazy to me is that, you say, I don't want to show them like my darkness or like whatever it is, but you'd be surprised how many people relate to that and can connect on that. And it's funny because like we're conditioned to don't cry, keep your emotions in. You have like, you're representing your family. Don't give everybody a bad name, all this stuff. And there are things you experience, and there's shame attached to them. And yet when you share those things, you'd be surprised how many people can relate to it. And so like, just like, there's all kinds of like traumatic experiences. Like, for example, like a family member became addicted to drugs, and again, it brings shame on the family or something like that. And so you're going through this thing by yourself, and you can't talk about it, and you're putting all this pressure on yourself. And then when you finally open up, like 9 times out of 10, somebody will say, I've also had an experience like that, and it was very painful. And then you'll connect on that. Another one that's very common, it's like women with miscarriages.
Yes.
That for whatever reason that you feel this shame and loss and all of these emotions, and you're bottling it up inside. And then like, how many women can actually relate to that? And then there multiple miscarriages and everything, and just being able to have that friendship and that access to compassion, community, and to I just feel like it's like these are like one of the toxic things is that we hold these negative emotions in and we think that we're protecting somebody or something, but really we're just hurting ourselves. And you know, it's like if you were to tell your friend, you'd be like, I wish you would have told me sooner. I wish you wouldn't have suffered in silence, because like that's what friendship is. Like I would have showed up with a box of chocolate or a pint of ice cream and just watch your favorite movie or whatever it is, and like just to know that you're not alone.
Yeah.
And again, with like the hypno stuff, like you're keeping a secret or something, and it's something that's so traumatic and you don't want to talk about it, and then when you finally talk about it, you're like, what the hell was it doing? Like, why did I burden myself and carry that weight for so long? And what was I afraid of?
Yeah.
And then you
Taking power weight.
exactly. And so that I just feel like that's exactly it. You take in just one thought or one decision, you take all of your power back, and it's so liberating.
It is. It really is. Would you like to answer the success question, or move on to another?
Yeah, sure. What is it?
What does success mean to you, and how do you measure it in your life?
I hate measurements and I hate abstraction, and
You will be able to tell he really means that in the educational episode from a week and a half ago.
yeah. So, I think success comes down to like the happiness and the joy that you get out of life. And some of that is financial, like having the financial freedom to do things. But for me, I feel really rewarded and satisfied and successful when, you know, clients come back to me and, you know, they're like, you know, I reversed this disease, that disease. Like my doctor's like, how did this happen? I lost this much body fat or weight or whatever metric you're talking about. So I get joy from seeing the success of others. I'm not particularly like financially motivated, but yeah, there's like you've got to balance all those things out. But for me, it's not something that comes up. I'm blessed because I get to do something that I love to do every day. There's struggles, and there's like disagreements and things like that. But you know, I always try to keep that communication open and work on that stuff. So yeah, I would say.
Yeah, I love that. I'm very financially motivated.
Yeah.
Opposite.
Yeah.
I like money.
You're an independent woman.
Yeah, I like that independence. So I would say success would be independence. And despite the misconception a lot of people have about Emirati people, everything I have, I built for myself. I had to find a job that paid enough. And at the time, it felt like it was my responsibility to take care of my mother and my two younger sisters. And, you know, the goal to be able to retire my mother because I could tell she was getting a little bit tired providing for all of us.
Right.
And then I thought that money is going to fix everything, and that it didn't. It helped tremendously. But it was like a Band-Aid. It was like the cortisone cream you were talking about,
Exactly.
right? There was so much more that had to be like observed and worked on in order for us to find that happiness. You know, so for me, financial independence is a comfort. And then also it's nice to not rely on anybody in that way, because I've seen the repercussions of people that have patched a rely, and it's not just the dynamic of a woman relying on a man, but also vice versa. So financial independence was always very important to me. So I checkmarked that as a success at the age of 21, let's say. That's when I graduated from the air traffic program. And now, oh, that's crazy. Now I'm 31, 10 years down the line, the answer has shifted to health and contentment, you know, but also money.
Yeah.
Let's see. You
Yeah.
know, the red light camel doesn't pay for itself.
Yeah.
So I think it's all of that in conjunction. And I feel like success is also being okay with the fact that you are cheating as a person. So yeah, just going with the flow. And how I measure in my life,
By the bank account, man.
bank account, yeah, and also the experiences I'm choosing to have based on my bank account showing less and less. Like deciding last minute, we're gonna go to Norway to see the Northern Lights.
Yeah.
Let's go. Mom, you wanna come? Sister,
Yeah.
you wanna come? Let's go.
Yeah.
You know, so financial independence is helpful, but also not holding on to your money like you're gonna lose it at any moment in time, because
If that's not your value.
yeah, it's not.
So many people do that when they're like, my bank account is going down, so I'm losing value as a person. It has really like profound like psychological effect, and then it's just like you get to that point where it's just like, I have all this money, but what are you doing with it? And if you've ever been around a person like that, you're like,
Yeah.
you could be anywhere right now.
Yeah,
like,
you could do anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why are you living this life?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Just in case. Just in case.
Yeah, I'm definitely not a just in case person. Like, there'll be a certain amount set aside because, like, you know, as a safety net. But outside of that, like, sometimes I'm even told to spend less. And I'm like, how dare you? I work really hard for this money.
Yeah. You can tell me to do it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so I think it's also important to use what God gave you. And also, you're working so hard, so play hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Recover art too.
Recover hard too. Yeah, exactly. Listen to your body.
God, there's some really easy ones right now.
The questions or the blocks?
The blocks.
Okay.
What do you do to press pause?
Oh, ayo. What do I do to press pause? Lately, swimming has helped. Prayer. I've been praying, and that is literally a pause you take for you to have a moment with God. And if you're not spiritual, like, take a moment for you in general. Yeah, and swimming has helped because I am the kind of person who I feel I need to maximize my time. And with swimming, you have no choice but to survive and move. So listening to my breath in the water and doing that for a good 20 minutes straight and like hitting the 500-meter mark and just doing that has been really meditative and being able to press pause.
Yeah.
And also putting devices away. Like,
There's no way to have a device in the
yeah,
water.
like even when we were talking this morning, I was like, oh, I think today I might shoot the podcast with my iPad so I can like look something up quickly and then ask you a question. I was like, no, I'm analog.
Yeah.
I printed 500 of these, still have to go through a whole like set. But yeah, putting the devices away and just like, and I'm not talking about like being in nature, just like literally phone face down, charging a completely separate room.
Yeah.
That helps.
So, I mean, I grew up as a swimmer. So, like, from the time that I was like 7 till 15, I was a highly competitive swimmer. And it's so funny because, you know, like, if you ever talk to spirituality or religion about, like, with your friends or something, it's like some are with it and some are not. And, like, I wonder, like, am I a more spiritual person because of the swimming? Because I was dedicating like up to like, you know, 90 minutes, 2 hours a day to be face down in a swimming pool.
Wow.
And it is just that extremely like meditative state. And again, like we were talking about, like the hot girl walking, you're alone with your thoughts and you're moving your body. And so it really helps to like clarify like all the anxiety that you had, all that stuff. I got into free diving. So like
That's really hard. Like when you jump into the and then you dive like not, and when I say naked, I mean no apparatuses, right? Into the water and you keep swimming downwards.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
free diving.
Yeah. So you have a weighted line and then you attach.
Oh, it's a weighted line. Okay.
Yeah, and so you're attached to that so you don't drift, and then you see how far you can swim down.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's one of the crazy things because it's like it's competitive relaxation. So
Okay.
you're just trying to see who can go the deepest, but you have to be relaxed and conserve energy and not have like a strong heart rate. It's very scary. Like I remember, so the maximum dive I did was 40 meters.
How about?
So I don't know how many stories of the building that is, but going down is not a problem. And when I looked up, it was like having like a 7-story building like over your head, and like, oh, and so this is where I felt comfortable going, and now I have to get back up to the surface.
And
it's just,
are you holding your own breath?
Yeah.
There's no.
There's no mask. There's no
Wow.
external source of oxygen. It's just one breath. down and on the way back.
How many minutes was that?
They're pretty short. I think they're less than 90 seconds.
Okay.
But yeah, my max static breath hold like on land was 6 minutes and 11 seconds. Yeah,
That's mashallah. I have no other word.
yeah, it's that is a surreal experience. I didn't know if I was alive or dead.
How long, like, do you do this often? Do you practice breath work?
More so before. I'm a recent dad. My daughter just turned 1, so I know.
Mashallah.
So now all of that stuff is out the window. Like
Okay.
she's my new hobby, so I do free time as we expect there.
Yeah.
But I miss the practice of it, and you really notice a difference with like your health and connectedness and all that stuff.
Yeah. So when you spoke about free diving and I giggled a bit at the start, it's because so we've gone to, again, I'm traveling a lot and I'm really enjoying this case in my life. So we went to Muscat to hang out with the dolphins, and then they took us to a place to go snorkel with the turtles, and my breathing tube thingy fell.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, I can go get it.
Yeah.
And I went into the water and I was like, I'll hold my breath. Because my breath hold is I can do 1.5 minutes
Yeah.
nicely in the ice bath. So I was like, oh, I went off.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was like, trying to go in. And all that was happening was my legs were outside the water and I was doing this.
Yeah.
And trying to kick. And I remember I was trying so hard and it was so difficult.
Did they make you wear a life vest?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I had a life jacket on. That's probably why I couldn't go.
It's one of the,
I couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
yeah, you were too buoyant.
I was like, it's so difficult.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. You're not a bad swimmer. It's fine.
It's like, it was really difficult. But yeah, hats off to you. That was really hard. Anyways, I just thought I'd share that story with you because I was like, I just like giggled when you mentioned that, and I was like, I need to tell him.
It's funny, like people get into like free diving for all types of like weird reasons and stuff. Like I just like snorkeling. Like I want to see that.
Wait, I think you have to pick a block. You pick the block and you answer whatever question comes.
Wait,
No,
that was my block.
Oh, that was your block? Oh, I've lost track. It's okay. I'm more reliant mentally at work. Ooh, okay. When was the last time you felt an extremely strong emotion and why?
I had road rage.
Oh, that's not full in Dubai.
Yeah, I've never had it. Like I feel like I'm like really zen, and like I grew up in like Saudi Arabia and UAE, and so like I've seen everything 1,000 times, and it really doesn't bother me. But there was a delivery guy, and he just kept like he wasn't leaving any braking distance to the car, and so the parking sensor kept going off, and so I would just creep forward, and then he would take the space. I was just like beep 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 beep, beep, and there's no way to switch it off in the car, and like it was like 5 times, and like I just it was like intense like road rage, and I knew that it was happening at the time, but it's like you're completely like you're not in control. And so I just parked the car and I got out and I went and told him, like, do not like tailgate another car. Like God knows, like it's
unsafe as well.
Yeah, it's so dangerous for them and everything. But after like once the emotion is gone and everything, you're just like, my God, how embarrassing! Like that you allowed your emotions and your frustration to take over. But I just got out and said, like, just leave braking distance. Like stop tailgating me. I don't think he spoke English either, so it was just a crazy white guy. Yeah. Just being like, what are you doing? You don't know how to ride a motorcycle. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's probably like the most recent.
How long ago was that?
A month, and then if you ask me beyond that, like again, like these, I don't have these experiences.
Interesting. Yeah. For me, it's it's what I'm starting my master's next week. And so I got accepted to do my master's with Embry-Riddle, and it's all online in space operations. Because again, I like money, and I was like, what's the future in aviation? And then I was like, I was actually mentoring someone, and they were like, oh, I have 2 more credits left in my degree. And I was like, in what? And they're like, in space. I'm like, space, like space. And then I pointed at the sky. And they were like, yeah, Joe. And I was like, you need to go and get your degree. It's very important. It's only 2 credits, da 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 da. And then I was like, why don't I take that advice for myself?
Yeah.
And then I applied to the program. And I remember even when I applied, I was like, it's Embry-Riddle. So it's like the Harvard of the skies. Like, and I was like, I don't know if I'll get in. And I'm jumping. I don't want to do the bachelor's in space. I want to jump straight to the master's because I have a bachelor's in air transport management. So I didn't know if they would accept, and the application process for me stressed me out because I had to convert all my documents and da-da-da. And they had to send it from the British university I went to all the way to the States, and then they had to mail it, like
attest the real document.
An actual, like, paper mail. It's like, what?
To put a physical seal on it and everything. Yeah.
So
they didn't have like a blockchain.
So I was like, this has gone blocking me. And then I received the email. You've been accepted into Embry-Riddle. You're starting the space program. When would you like to start? And I was like, oh my God, it's happening. And then now that I've paid my fees, then that's when I realized, oh, I'm actually doing this and all of that. So it's a mix of excitement and it's a mix of anxiety and also adrenaline and like, I feel like it's taking up mental space. So like a week before I paid the fees, I was like, oh, yalla, let's go to Norway. Let's go to Mustad. Let's go do all these like free diving with a life jacket, like all these crazy things. And then now I just feel like overwhelmed, but excitement at the same time. So, you know, that's why I'm like trying to organize my life because everyone keeps asking me, how do you do it all? And I'm like, I did one thing at a time. And then when I was doing its own thing, then I move on to the next. So I'm excited for this next chapter. I do have an interest in learning the topic more than just the financial gain, hopefully in the future. Because we have a space agency in the UAE, so why not, you know? And I feel stagnant in my current career. Like, they're not using me to my potential 1,000%. So, and I'm very honest about that. So, I was like, if I'm not appreciated in one place, I will
find another opportunity.
Find another opportunity. And in that time, if I take my sweet time with the degree, I'll be having nearly 17 years of experience as an air traffic controller under my belt. If I choose to do the whole, like, if I do it full time now, I'll finish in 2. If I take my time, it can take 5. So long term, if I do 5 years, I'll have 17 years experience as a controller, and then we'll see.
Wait, but your degree is in space?
So space operations.
But what is that?
So if they have a space mission, I help with the operation side of that. So like, you know how
like mission control or something like that.
Yeah. So I would understand, like, it's different topics that have a wide variety. So I could even get into a managerial position within a space agency. Right. So, you know, you even learn about cybersecurity and space degree and everything. So, yeah, so I'm excited to learn about the topic because it's so interesting and I've always had that interest. Yeah. And also, it's a clout topic. Like, everyone's interested in space. Exactly. Because nobody really knows what's going on with that. Yeah. So the first time I heard about it was, there was a woman I met at Dubai Air Show, and I was just like, you're so pretty. Like, there was no, like, I was out, like, I just saw her, I was like, you're so stunning. And then we were talking, and she's like, oh, and like, I own a company, and we're working with space, and it's $1 trillion industry. And this was like 3 or 4 years ago. And she's like, you're really cool. You should get into it. I was like, yeah, it's too much work. Yeah. And then I just like benchmarked it. Then I started the podcast and did all of that. And then when I mentored this guy, I'm like, this is why I never did my degree until now to do my master's, because I got accepted to do multiple degrees locally, and I just never followed through because I was like I wanted to get a master's in AI, but now AI is AIing itself. Exactly. So that would have been a big waste of money.
Yeah, exactly.
So
don't that bullet.
Yeah. So that's why this degree costs less than the AI degree would have anyways, and it's all online. So, yeah.
Return on investment.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, but also I realized through the podcast that I should find a topic I'm actually interested in that could potentially make me money with something that I might be good at. So with air traffic control, I got into it at 19. I didn't even really know what I signed up for. Right. And I wouldn't have sustained this career as long as I have if I wasn't good at it. Usually people burn out or get into office jobs because it's a bit of a struggle to continue in this because it's really intense. We have 3,000 aircraft a day at the moment.
Right.
A day. That's wild. So I wouldn't have sustained it for as long as I have if I wasn't capable and good at it. So I was like, what can I do to build on that since I do have that?
Right.
So yeah, so we'll see what comes through of this, but I do have the interest in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, inshallah, let's see.
Yeah.
I don't want to be an astronaut because people are like, do you want to be an astronaut? The same way, like, do you want to be a pilot? No.
Yeah.
I want to control all.
Yeah. I just want to tell them what to do.
Yeah, I'm a puppet master. So yeah. What are you grateful for today that you didn't appreciate in the past?
I would say my health.
I was literally thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's funny because, like, the reason that I started my health journey was because I was so unhealthy. But 12 years later, you can't even remember that. It's like, it's the only thing left is a story that I tell about it. And so I was just like, dude, what's the point of all this? Like, I just don't understand, like, what I'm doing. And then my wife gave birth to our daughter. And then the sleep deprivation started and, like, all of that stuff. And, all the stress and uncertainty and everything. I was just like, oh, that's what this is for. And then, like, when you see your child, you're just like, you have to be there. You have to be able to provide. You have to be able to, like, have fun and chase them around, be active and all that stuff. And so it just, like, I just had that, like, epiphany. Was like, thank God I was doing this whole time, and I didn't even know why I was doing it. Like, I didn't have a reason, and then the reason appeared. So, yeah.
I love that. Yeah. Cute. I would also say my health is something I'm very grateful for, and my mom had me when she was 35, so we've got like a 35-year age gap. And last year I went to Maldives with her and my aunt, and they're about a year and a half apart, age-wise. And they took us from the airport, and we had to take a speedboat. But no, it wasn't a speedboat. It was a bougie boat.
Okay.
Yeah,
it was a yacht.
It was a yacht. So they took us from the airport in a yacht, 5-minute boat ride to the island. And everything downstairs was full. So we had to climb this, like, vertical, like, stair thingy on the yacht to, like, get up there. So it wasn't that. They needed an elevator. It's going to be a yacht, but whatever.
Yeah.
So my mom and my aunt, 65 and 66 years old-ish, round figure. And they just kept saying, like, imagine if we weren't doing our yoga, we wouldn't have been able to climb this. It's so important for us to take care of our health and have this mobility. And I was like, you guys are so right. And I was already on my health journey. I don't think I signed up with you yet a year ago. I don't think so. And I remember observing them and really listening to how important this statement is because I've already suffered with my health. Right. Like, now at 31, I'm a lot healthier than I was at 21. Night and day difference and it's reflected in my blood work, and it's reflected in how I feel and even how I look. Right. People are looking at me now and they're like, what happened? And I joke and I'm like, it's my divorce, the divorce glow up. Yeah. But it's because I took my health into my hands. So when I did have youth on my side, it's not like I'm patient, but like when I was youthful where everyone else considers it young, I wasn't in the best health.
I'm 40.
People just address me as if I'm older.
Yeah. When
they find out what my age is.
Yeah.
So they're just like, you're no spring chicken anymore. And I'm like, huh? Yeah. So, yeah. But health is really important. And I feel like one doesn't appreciate it usually until it deteriorates.
Yeah.
And not everyone's lucky enough to get it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, but it's so easy to get it back. But, like, in the previous segment, kept saying, like, don't let your health get out of control. But everybody has to go down that path. Either you're blessed somehow and, like, you've seen something in your formative years, like my grandfather or my father or my mother, so that was really unhealthy, and I saw how it affected them. Or you just have to do it yourself, and you just get really sick and to the point where you're like, I need to make a change. And that's literally how life works. Like, if things are good, they're good. But when things are bad, that's when you start to make changes and give you that motivation to do that.
So let's play Jenga as it was designed so you can get home to your baby girl. So now we just play Jenga until the tower falls, and then we pick a last card. Or a block. Wow, that was what? That is the shortest.
I'm going home.
You're going home, yeah, khalas. That's it. Okay. Actually, you pick a block because you won, and then you can answer one last one. Because that was the shortest. Like, what? And that was the shortest ever.
What have you learned about love?
You go first.
So I pondered this a lot.
Like in general, or the 1 second you pick that block up?
No, in general. And so, like I said, like I love to have like definitions of things, and it's just like everybody, we know that love is the label that we put on like an insane like cosmology of feelings that we have, and it can never be described. So it's just like this like goofy word that is just like talking about like everything is important to you. And so it's like what actually is love? Like what is the definition of it? And I came up with, it's the anticipation of others' needs. So like when you love somebody, like they don't have to ask you for something, that you're so focused on that person, that you're so intimately involved in their life that you can like predict what they need when they need it. So that could be like with your partner or your friend or your daughter or your kids or whatever, co-workers. But yeah, it's like trying to just to be more selfless and to be in tune with another person so much that you know their needs as well as they do.
Would you say your love language in terms of what you give would be acts of service, like since that's a label?
Yeah, 100%.
No.
And it's crazy because I really struggle with everything else. Is like gift giving. Like I'm so sorry to my wife. Like I'm the worst gift giver. Like I just like I don't like that like material stuff. Like I like to like show somebody through acts of service. Like if anyone knows about love languages,
Yeah. And when is yours to receive, out of curiosity?
I need to know.
Oh, what makes you feel loved, Jeff? My name is Jeff.
My name's Jeff. I don't know what the ones to choose for them. I probably can't say it on air anyway.
Oh, astaghfirullah. That's how you made a child.
Yeah.
Okay, well, for me, since love language is at the top of my mind, I will say my love language to receive is definitely acts of service. And that's how I got married the first time. And I'll say first time because I'm probably going to get married again.
Watch out, everybody.
Watch out. Who's ballsy enough to be with me? Yeah, I didn't know what my love language was until I met my ex-husband. So he just did things sporty. And I was like, that's so nice. Because I'm independent where I wouldn't need, like, if I want to get myself something, I will just get it. Alhamdulillah. And I have that capability. So if someone gets me a gift, people always say they struggle to buy anything for me because I'd mention something and then before they bought it for me, alhamdulillah, I got it for myself.
Right.
So my friends get very frustrated. So I'm like, just take me out for an experience.
Yeah.
You know, and I enjoy going through that. So that's how I realized what my love language was, is by meeting somebody who did that. Like if you pick up a bag for me or you open the door, and it also falls into chivalry as well. Right. And then I also realized in being with my ex-husband that I do like that. Open my door. Like do all these things for me that I can do for myself, but you're going to do them for me anyway.
Right.
You know? And in terms of giving, I feel like I give all five. Like literally, I will tell you, you're the most glorious individual in the whole wide world. And I will give you the best gifts and I'm attentive and I will, well, am I an acts of service giver? In terms of anticipating needs, I feel like I am.
You'll get it on Deliveroo, but
you
might not do it yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like we'll delegate the task being done. You know, so it's just interesting. But let me see what the question was. What have you learned about love? The lessons I've learned about love is that it's the most overwhelming feeling I've ever experienced. but also the best. And I feel like, especially when you lose it, it really is very difficult because your nervous system is so wired to this person
Yeah.
for so long. Even if it's just for a little bit, like, you know, sometimes it's like these movies with like love at first sight, and like you're with somebody for a week and you just feel so wired and attached and codependent. So I feel like even if you've loved and you've lost, that's still a blessing,
Exactly. Yeah.
you know? And now I've reached a phase where I'm no longer angry with what happened, because it was my decision to end it, because I'm not going to be disrespected the way that I was disrespected. But yeah, I just, now what I've learned about it is it's a beautiful thing. And the next person I would love romantically probably would be in a different way, but it still wouldn't be any less,
Right.
you know? Like,
Yeah, it's crazy how you learn things like the first person that you pick.
yeah.
You're gonna learn those lessons from the heartbreak and everything,
Yeah.
which was like its own like process in and of itself, like the part of love that people don't really talk about. But then like how does it influence the next decision that you
Yeah,
make?
exactly. And I've intentionally chosen to be single in the last year because, you know, opportunities arise, and I feel like he actually increased my market value. Because before nobody saw that side of me where I was loving and showing love in that way. And then when I was with him, people are like, oh, she's a catch, not just looks.
Yeah.
But everything else. And then I feel like it increased my market value. So there were options available, but I was just like, no,
Yeah.
I'm just not like, and also you have to be ready. That's another lesson I learned about love. You know, you need to be ready for that next love. Otherwise you're just putting a band-aid over it, and then something else will come up later and it just won't. So to learn to take the time to heal and be with yourself, so you know the next person, if you're choosing to be romantically involved with, is actually going to be good for you. Because what I had done is I isolated even from my friendships. I told everyone, I'm like, when I was with my ex, I was with all my friends at the same time and with him, and I told everyone, I'm like, leave me alone. I don't want to emotionally like imprint on somebody, because I was so used to checking in with him that I'm checking in with you because I don't have him to check in with.
Right.
So I told everyone, I'm like, leave me alone. I need to be on my own. Yeah. And I didn't think it would take a year, but it took a year. Wow. And now I'm reintegrating with my friends. And thankfully, the women, the female friends that I have, I do have male friends as well, but the core of my female friends, and they were lenient and patient enough to give me the grace and the space to do what I needed to do.
Yeah.
And then now that I'm back, I'm like, I'm back. And they're like, thank God I missed you.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know I'm going back for the reason of I want to continue to be in your life, and thank you for still having me. Yeah. So yeah, love is so complex.
Yeah.
But it's a vibe. So round 2, let's go. Yeah. Yeah. But thank you for sharing everything. How do you feel? Are you good?
Good.
Yeah? Okay. Well, for everybody tuning in, thank you for tuning in. Also, mini update. We're officially on Etihad Airways. Who are we? And by we, I mean me and all the other guests that they selected. So, you know, our viewership isn't the highest, but you guys are the best, because whoever is watching has us on platforms like this, and who knows where else Press Pause will go. But thank you for tuning in. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe.